Hello, tech enthusiasts. Today, I'll be unraveling the mystery behind the operating system, the backbone of modern computing. It is what brings your computer hardware to life and make your computer the multitasking powerhouse you rely on every day. The operating system, simply known as the OS, is the main software that controls how the computer system functions and manage the computer hardware, including processor, memory and storage devices, as well as peripheral devices. The operating system provides a consistent means for the application software to work with the CPU, and it is responsible for the management, scheduling, and coordination of tasks, as well as system maintenance. Without this, your device will just be like a hunk of metals and circuits. Let's look at some examples of the operating system. The examples of the operating system include Windows, Mac OS, Linux, iOS, Android, and Chromebook. Let's take a look at some types of the operating system. The single user operating system, which is also known as the personal user operating system. It is an operating system that is designed for a user to use a computer at a time. And this work on desktop computers, notebook computers, and mobile computing devices. An example of this operating system include Windows, Mac OS, and Android. It also allows multitasking, which means that it can run many programs at a time. For instance, a user can launch and work with web application at the same time work with PowerPoint or even play game. The multi-user operating system is an operating system that allows multiple users on different computers to access a single system which has only one operating system on it. It ensures that the requirements of various users are balanced and that the program they are working with has separate resources so that a problem with one user does not affect the entire community of users. An example of this operating system is Unix and PC mods. We also have the network operating system, which is an operating system that runs on server, and it provides the server with the capability to manage data, users, applications, and other networking functions. The primary purpose of the network operating system is to allow communication and sharing of resources such as files and printers among multiple computers. An example of this operating system is NetWare, Solaris, and Windows Server 2003 and 2008. We also have the single programming operating system. This operating system allows only one program to run at a time. An example of this operating system is MS-DOT. The multi-programming operating system is an operating system that allows multiple programs to run at a time. In multi-programming operating system, the CPU never gets idle because of the multiple programs it's run on the system. In this system, users can also interact. An example of this operating system is Windows and Mac OS. The distributed operating system is an operating system that manages a group of distinct computers and make them appear to be a single computer. The development of network computers, which could be linked together and communicate with each other, gave rise to distributed computing. Real-time operating system is a data processing system in which the time interval needed to process and respond to input is so small that it controls the environment. Real-time operating system must have a well-defined and a fixed time constraint, otherwise the system will fail. An example of this operating system include scientific experiments, medical imaging system, robots, and air traffic control system. So what does the operating system actually do? Let's break it down. The function of the operating system depends on the size and the complexity of the computer system. It may also depend on whether the system is a single user system such as the PC or a multi-access system such as mainframe or network. When I say multi-access system, it's one where the terminals and the computer is linked interactively. So now let's move to the functions of the operating system. The operating system is responsible for managing the allocation of the processor between different programs using scheduling algorithm. The type of scheduler is totally dependent on the operating system according to the desired objectives. The operating system is responsible for managing the memory space allocated to each application and where relevant to each user. If there is an insufficient physical memory, the operating system can create a memory zone on the hard drive, which is known as the virtual memory. The virtual memory lets you run application requiring more memory than there is available RAM on the system. However, this memory is a great deal slower. The OS also allows unification and control of access of programs to material resources via drivers. The operating system is also responsible for the smooth execution of applications by allocating the resources required for them to operate. This means that if an application is not responding correctly, it can be killed. The operating system also provides a user interface to serve as a way to interact with the computer. This user interface includes graphical interface and the command lines. Let's take a look at some popular operating system platforms. The first I'll be talking about is Windows. Windows, which was developed by Microsoft, is the most widely used operating system globally. It was first released in 1985 as Windows 1.0, originally functioning as a graphical interface on top of MS-DOS. Over time, it evolved as a full-fledged operating system with major versions such as Windows 95, Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 10, and the current Windows 11. Its popularity is due to its versatility and broad compatibility. It can run on almost any PC or laptop. Windows suits various computing tasks like gaming, office work, and programming. Its user-friendly interface makes it accessible to beginners. However, Windows has drawbacks. It often demands high system resources, making older hardware feel slow. Frequent updates, which is meant to improve performance, can feel intrusive and can cause issues like infinite update loops. Because it is the most widely used operating system, make it a frequent target for viruses and malwares. And of course, many users are familiar with the infamous blue screen of death, a problem that existed since Windows 1.0. Mac OS. Mac OS was introduced by Apple in 2001 and it ran exclusively on Apple devices such as MacBook and iMac. Its close integration between hardware and software ensures stability, smooth performance, and excellent optimization. It is particularly favored by creative professionals like video editors, designers, and musicians, all thanks to powerful apps like Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro. Mac OS also integrates seamlessly with other Apple products, allowing syncing of messages, calls, files, and many more between devices. On the downside, Mac OS requires users to purchase the premium Apple hardware, which can be expensive. It also lacks support for many games and certain professional software, which may be limited or unavailable entirely. Android, developed by Google, is the most widely used mobile operating system in the world. It is an open source and it is used by various manufacturers such as Samsung, Infinix, Huawei, Tecno, and more. It offers a highly customizable experience with options for theme, third-party launcher, and more. It supports millions of apps via Play Store and it is available on both budget and flagship devices. Downside include inconsistent software updates across devices, pre-installed bloatware, and less optimization as compared to iOS, which can lead to performance issues on some apps. iOS, developed by Apple, ran exclusively on Apple devices like iPhones and iPads. Apple's tight integration between hardware and software results in stability and long-term update support even on older devices. iOS also has highly created App Store and it is often prioritized by developers. Its ecosystem allows seamless connectivity between Apple devices like MacBook, iPhones, iPads, and Apple Watches. However, iOS is highly restricted. You cannot freely customize an interface, install apps without Apple Store, and transfer files without using Apple systems. iPhone lack expandable storage and headphone hacks, and they are generally expensive. Unix. Unix is one of the oldest operating systems created in the late 1960s at Bell Lab. It was built for multi-users, multitasking system, especially in servers and high-end computing. It is used by corporate and research environments like banking systems, weather forecasting by National Weather Service. The downside is its cost. Unix licenses are expensive, sometimes exceeding $350,000 for larger deployments. Linux. Linux isn't a single operating system, but a family of distribution created in 1991 by Linus Torvalds. It is free, open source, and it does not require any powerful hardware, making it ideal for older computers or high-performance servers. Because it is an open source, developers can create their own versions. Some distros are user-friendly, while others are for professionals. Linux is heavily used in programming, cybersecurity, and server environments. Major systems from Google, Facebook, and NASA use Linux-based servers. Despite its power, Linux is not beginner-friendly. Its reliance on command lines and lack of mainstream softwares and game support make it challenging for everyday users. Every operating system, whether it is Windows, Mac OS, Linux, Android, iOS, or Unix, serves a specific purpose and cater to different needs. Some prioritize compatibility and flexibility, whilst others focus on security, stability, and performance. Choosing the right operating system depends on your personal preference, hardware, and what you intend to use it for. By understanding the strengths and limitation of each operating system, you can make a better choice. Whether you are picking a laptop, setting up server, or just exploring technology. Ultimately, the best operating system is the one that suits your world the best. So if you want to see more of this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tech content. My name is Philomena and this is SheCodesIT Studio. Thanks for watching and remember, tech is for everyone. Bye!